Hi, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your January 16th to the 31st, 2022 reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will be listed and linked in the description box below. Now before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. So let's see what the tarot has to say. January 16th to the 31st, 2022, Sagittarius, angels and spirit guides show me clearly. 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 At the bottom is our rooted self. The left-hand side is our inner self. The middle, our heart, our emotional self. The right-hand side, the public arena, the public self. So let's see what the cards have to say. At our root, we have the Chariot, we have the Hierophant, and we have the High Priestess. I love this combination of the Hierophant and the High Priestess. It's very powerful for us. So if we have Cancer energy within our natal chart, Sagittarius, that's coming through very powerfully here at our root, just as if we have Taurus energy in our natal chart, that is also coming through very powerfully at our root. The moon will have a fantastically powerful effect on us. The new moon is on, not the new moon, the full moon is on the 17th of January. We're also going to be greatly affected by Venus, so just be aware of that. We then have the Emperor, which is Aries energy, ruled by Mars, coming forward here, again, at our inner self. Then we have the Seven of Wands, and we have the moon, amplifying the moon energy that came through at our root, and the moon represents Pisces. So if we have Pisces energy within our natal chart, or Aries energy within our natal chart, that's coming through very powerfully in our inner self. Pisces is ruled by Neptune, so Neptune is going to be very powerful for us. We then have the King of Swords, and we have the Sun. So the mind is going to be quite good for us, the way that we think, the way that we're going after things, thinking things through, working things out, words, language, the communication is going to be very important. Now we are in a Mercury retrograde, which is going to be powerful for us, but excuse me. But still, we are moving forward here in a lot of determination, in a lot of brilliance. So that's going to be a really great thing. Air sign energy is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Then we have our public arena self, and that is the Six of Pentacles. and the Nine of Wands. We need things to be balanced, and we need not to listen to everybody else so much. We're going to have a tendency to want to listen to everything. It's kind of like we're going to kind of want to round robin it, kind of get everybody's opinion, everybody's understanding, and that's just going to be too much for us. And we're going to need to come to that conclusion during this time, but we're also going to need to kind of step back and into ourselves much more than we are. For some, that isn't going to make sense, because you could be like, oh my gosh, I almost lived like a hermit already. Like, what do you mean, step into myself more? But there's a difference between being isolated or being alone and being connected with our inner self. And Spirit wants to make that very clear during this time. So let's look at the energy we need to be mindful of. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. And we have two. We have the King of Cups and we have the Princess of Pentacles. The King of Cups is water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, and the and the Princess of Pentacles is earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. This is going to be an emotionally manipulative person. The King of Cups is somebody at his worst who is astoundingly emotionally manipulative, who wants to play the game, who, has a tremendous way of manipulating us through words, through actions, through, just having this understanding of us. And we're going to think, how do you have this understanding? Like, you don't know me. For some of us, this person isn't going to know us. And yet they're very, very good at reading people and knowing how to present themselves forward. So just be aware of that. The Princess of Pentacles is an underdeveloped, prosperity energy. So this is a person who's trying to plant seeds and they're not growing, and who isn't asking for help, but who just thinks, I can keep on pushing it, and I can get to where it is that I want to be. It's not going to be the case. We're going to have a very strong energy to, compulsion to want to help both of these people, to want to connect with the person who, is so easy to get angry, the King of Cups, who's so easily wants to manipulate everybody. And we're going to want to connect with the person who we're seeing having struggles, and yet we're going to have to step back a bit. And it's kind of like, okay, well, you have to ask for help. It's kind of like telling a 2-year-old, if you need help, you have to ask for help. But if you think you can do it by yourself, make sure that, see if you can, type of thing. And that's what we're going to have to do here. We're just going to have to kind of step back and see what happens, how things, unfold. Let's look at our chakra energy. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. And we have two here as well. We have determination, the solar plexus chakra, and the inner child, the heart chakra. So we are determined during this time to get to where it is that we want to be in that cycle of rebirth, of re-understanding, of, stepping into the next phase of our existence. And that comes as we connect with our solar plexus chakra, with our gut. That comes with connecting with our heart and our inner child, saying to ourselves, I love who I once was. Even if that's going to be hard, even if that's painful, even if that's overwhelming for us, to do the exercise of just closing your eyes and visualizing the child that you once were running into your arms and telling that child, I love you. I'm here for you. I will always be here for you. I will always listen to you. I will always understand you, or try my best to understand you. Because sometimes when we look at who we once were, we're like, wow, I don't understand where I was coming from, or, oh, wow, that was a really bad decision. But to know that we are connecting with the phases of our lives, that's going to be really important. And that's something that's very beautiful to do, and that we don't do. We're always so worried about pushing forward the next. It's just not going to be a good thing for us. We need to connect. So let's look at this time astrologically speaking, from the 16th to the 31st of January. Now, if a day doesn't come up, it means that nothing significant is happening astrologically speaking. So just be mindful of that. The 16th of January has the Sun conjunct Pluto. Now, this brings deep, intense emotions to the surface. We want to expand ourselves for the better, and we want to see ourselves succeed. We will not be satisfied with taking the easy way out. We're actually going to really kind of seek out challenges on this day. There's amazing willpower to be harnessed, and on this day, it can really lead us to life-changing events, life-changing roads opening up if we are ready for it. On the 17th of January, we have the full moon, the wolf moon in Cancer. That's going to have a deeper effect on us than we realize. And there will be a separate video on that. On the 18th of January, we have Uranus going direct. Now, Uranus went into retrograde on the 19th of August. And when Uranus goes into retrograde, it brings inner challenges because of the outer challenges in our lives. Now, we're going to see things starting to settle settle down, really starting to work themselves out as Uranus goes direct. The 23rd of January has the Sun conjunct Mercury. Now, do we have strong Mercury energy here? No, we don't. So the Sun conjunct Mercury is a fantastic aspect for artists and people seeking to create new ways of living their lives, new ways of moving themselves forward. So that's going to be very brilliant for us because everybody wants to change something, even if it's just a little bit. Now, because Mercury is in retrograde, there can be some frustration around the concept of ideas and the getting those ideas into the public arena, into the public world. So that's going to be something to be mindful of. Don't let things get you down. Don't let this, hold you back, because we're going to find that it can be hard moving things from idea to reality. That's just going to be something that we need to embrace during this time. We need to look at our active minds, look at our powerful communicative skills and say, I can handle this challenge, most definitely. The 24th of January has Mars entering into Capricorn. Now we have strong Mars energy here in our inner self. This is there. Okay, so if there is anything that we want to conquer, that we want to get done, that we want to do over this time, now this is the day to do it. This is the day where we can achieve what seemed to be insurmountable. There's the warrior energy of Mars, and there's the practical energy of Capricorn that's coming together and having us really move forward in a positive, intense direction. The 26th of January has Neptune squared Lilith. We have strong Neptune energy here in our inner selves with the moon. And this is a very powerful alignment with the moon representing Pisces. This is a very powerful alignment. Neptune represents our dreams and our heart's desire. It's called the Lord of the Invisible Kingdom. And so we have that strong connection with what we deeply desire, with our dreams, with what we want and hope for and wish for. Lilith has us looking at our darker fears and our doubts. And this is all going to be around our dreams, around the way that we want to manifest our lives. And we can find this to be overwhelming, especially if we haven't looked at, the doubts that we have around our dreams before. And so this is going to be a time where we start to see things in a much more open, much more kind of really raw way for us than we have. Yet this is a very empowering time for us because it has us looking deeply and honestly at what we want, at how we want to move forward in our lives, of what's holding us back, of what's keeping us afraid. It can be that we think of our dreams and we just start saying things. We just start, kind of shouting out. We don't have to shout if we don't want to, what it is that keeps us held back, or what it is that we are afraid of with this dream, or what it is that we desperately want from this dream. And then as we say it, it's like, oh, wow, I didn't realize that I was afraid of this, or I didn't realize I was taking that energy and putting it into here. So that can be a really good exercise for us to do on the 26th. On the 29th, we have a few things happening. On the 29th of January, we have the Sun sextile Chiron. Now, this aspect shows us the wounds in our strengths. So what we are really strong at, it also shows us where we might not be as strong in these strengths that we have, forcing us to face what we might not want, might not want to become a more powerful, more, purposeful person, to really see ourselves on the right path. On the 29th of January, we also have Mercury conjunct Pluto. Now, this makes us greatly intelligent and deeply curious. If we're born on the cusp with Scorpio Sagittarius, we're going to find that Pluto energy comes out more and more. So that would be on the 16th with the Sun conjunct Pluto, and now on the 29th with Mercury retrograde conjunct Pluto. So again, this makes us greatly intelligent and deeply curious. Because Mercury is in retrograde, we can be all over the place in our curiosity, in our discovery, in what it is that we want. Know that curiosity, know that kind of being all over the place isn't necessarily a bad thing. It is actually going to open up a few doors for us that we didn't realize needed to be open. It's going to lead us in a direction that if we were being completely practical about things, we wouldn't be led in. On the 29th of January, we also have Venus going direct. Now we have strong Venus energy here at our root with Taurus coming forward. Now this brings us out of a challenging life cycle. Love cycle. Venus went retrograde on the 19th of December. And as it goes direct, we're going to see that some things that were challenging around our heart, around what we desire, are really starting to calm down, are really starting to get their footing. On the 30th of January, the Sun is squared Uranus. People find us a bit abrupt and a a bit provocative. There we go. During this time, but we find people during this time also abrupt and provocative. What it is that we are all driven to do things our own way. We're all driven to stand out, and we have to give ourselves permission to be who it is that we truly are, to move forward in the way that we deeply want. We have the Chariot here at our root, and this very much is telling us that we desire our souls to move forward. There is at our root a sense of my heart needs to lead me. My subconscious and my conscious need to come together, meaning I need to be on the same page with myself. There's something brewing, and there's something that has been brewing for quite a while. We're starting to step into that energy. We're starting to step into that understanding. We're starting to see ourselves more and more. And this brings us to the beautiful energy of the Hierophant and the High Priestess. And why I hold these up together is because the High Priestess in an early form of the tarot was known as the female Pope. Now, whether you believe in Pope Joan or not, that is completely irrelevant. What we have here is the Pope and the female Pope coming together. We have the wisdom that is seen in the waking world and the way that we, embrace our authority and our power. And we have the wisdom that is hidden within our subconscious world or within our waking world as well. And we're going to find ourselves on pilgrimage for both. We want to have a power, a deeper understanding, a deeper intensity to move us forward, a deeper sense of who we are and where it is that we want to be and what it is that we're going after. The veil is being lifted from our eyes. As we start to say, these are my traditions, this is what I need within my life, this is what makes me happy, this is what does not, I need to openly honor myself, and I need to openly go after what it is that I deeply need and desire. And as we do this, we start to see people around us so much more openly, so much more really than they want us to see them. We see behind the mask that they are wearing. It leads us to the Emperor. It leads us in our inner self to say, this is who I am. This is what I want for my life. This is how I need to move forward. This is the throne that I am claiming for me. This is my power. This is my intention. This is what I desire. And it brings us to the Seven of Wands. And we're going to find it interesting because if we are underdeveloped as we are claiming our power, we're going to think, okay, I always have to be fighting, right? I always have to be fighting. Life is a battle. Nobody's going to take me seriously if I'm not always, going after what I want and engaging in these battles. And yet, as we develop more, as we step more into ourselves, we're going to realize that's exhausting. We can't keep that up. There's only so long that you can fight before you're just worn out. And so with the Seven of Wands, it's like, stand your ground, stand up for what you believe in, most definitely. But do not let your life become one endless battle. Because as you stand in your power, as you stand in what you want, as you stand in seeing yourself, well, everything is changing. Everything is changing around you. And as you start to rise in that energy vibration, as you're not coming down to everybody else's base level, you're going to start to see that the people who you would initially or originally engage in battles with start to walk away. They start to leave you alone. And it's like, this is interesting. And it brings us to the Moon. And I found this card to be quite interesting because when I first looked at it, I was like, oh wow, he's kidnapping her, right? This monster is kidnapping her. And then Spirit said to me, no, he's protecting her. We have the monsters in the shadows, right? And our mind does that to protect us. As we evolved as human beings, we have the fight or flight mode, right? And our demons, our monsters in the shadows are not wolves anymore, or bears, or tigers, or, whatever it used to be primarily. It is abstract fears. How do you fight the abstract? How do you fight what you cannot actively go after or actively see? And what if our fears? What if I feel failure? What if I fear, poverty? What if I fear, whatever it is? I fear not living up to other people's expectations. I fear, not ever knowing my own worth. What if those monsters that keep us hidden away, that keep us in the dark, what if we see them as the protective elements that they are? I don't want you to fall and fail. That can mean that you get wounded and then you're not able to hunt and gather like you're supposed to. That's what our brain can be interpreting this as. Because our brain hasn't quite gotten to the point where everything is this abstraction. Things are real to it. And things are real to us. That's why we can feel anxious about speaking in public, because what if the crowd doesn't like us? What if they come after us? That type of thing, which they wouldn't do, but that type of fear is in our minds. And so the moon brings us forward. And the moon says, let me see my fears. And let them be the guardians, the monsters that surround themselves around me, that say, I'm here to protect you. And let us say, I know you're here to protect me, but do not keep me from what I deeply desire, from where I need to be. Because I am living now so safe that nothing can ever happen to me, which means that nothing good or nothing bad will ever happen. But the bad will happen. Things will deteriorate over time. Things will go wrong, and we will get hurt no matter how safely we try to live, how hidden away. So the moon says, see the shadows, see the ever-changing face of who we are, and embrace it. Don't hide from it. Embrace it. Embrace what we love. Embrace what we desire. And at least know that we're taking that risk, that we're going after it. It might have taken us quite a long time, and we can get mad at ourselves for that as well and say, oh my gosh, you should have done this sooner. No, we weren't ready. In divine time, we will divinely walk forward. And that is what we're seeing here. It moves us to the King of Swords. In our heart, our hearts and our minds are coming together. We're cutting through doubts and fears and negativity. We're cutting through anger and discord and despondency. And we're starting to see our voice. This is the most masculine of the kings. This is the king that says, this is what I fought for, this is what I trained for, this is what I want within my life. There is nothing and there is no one that is going to hold me back and that is going to silence me. And as we embrace this energy, we embrace ourselves. We find our knowledge, we gain our power, we start to realize, and it brings us to the sun. As our hearts and our minds come together, we shine. And we need to let ourselves shine, especially emotionally, because we're going to feel a little bit apprehensive about this. And as we shine, yes, people will always take us by eyes and say, oh, no, you can't. And why do you think you're so great? Or, really try to knock us down a notch. Still shine. Still let yourself be yourself. Let the beauty, let the radiance come forward. This is the happiest card in the whole entire deck. If we are in alignment with ourselves, if we say this is emotionally what I need and this is mentally what I need, I'm starting to come and align these, I'm starting to work these out, I'm keeping schedules for myself, or I'm writing things out that I need to accomplish during this day so that I can feel fulfilled. I'm also writing things out or, saying things out loud that I need emotionally from this day so that I can feel fulfilled. And then we're letting ourselves shine. We're taking kind of the bulls by the horn during this time, because remember, 2022 is the angel number 222. A time of new beginnings, a time of blessings, a time of great power and insight. And it moves us to the Six of Pentacles. And the Six of Pentacles here is receive, give, and family. And what we're going to be seeing is that we need to balance everything. We need to balance what we are giving. We need to balance what we are receiving. We need to balance family and our responsibilities and what we want and the way that we're moving forward within our lives. This is having things be in harmony. And we're going to look in our waking world and say, what is out of harmony for me? What is keeping me held back? What is denying me the right to move forward? What is keeping me from the place that I need to be? And it moves us to our subconscious, not our subconscious, our public arena, 9 of Wands. And this says strength, support, boundaries. Strength, support, boundaries. We need the strength to support our boundaries, to say, you know what, that's not right. You know what, I'm not moving forward that way. You know what, that isn't where I need to be or where I want for myself. Everybody's going to have an opinion. Everybody's having that opinion and kind of shouting it at us. And we need to still say, no, but this is me. This is where I need to be for myself and for what I desire within my life. We can spend our whole life trying to please everybody else and find that we still fall short, or that we're just simply miserable, which is still falling short. And it's time to say my voice matters, my purpose matters, I matter. And that becomes the game changer. It moves us to our subconscious energy to be mindful of. And that's the Prince of Pentacles. There's hidden, trickery and immaturity around money here. Be aware. Not everything is as it seems. Our subconscious chakra energy is peace, the crown chakra. We need to crown ourselves with peace, with harmony, with insight, with the desire of our soul and the passion of ourselves. This is visualizing a crown being put on our heads. And this is the peace of that crown, the harmony of that crown. It's looking at it and saying, Is it, is it beautiful? Is it golden? Is it shining? Is it calming me down? Or is the crown broken and tattered and hurtful as I wear it? Am I crowning me with peace? Or am I so far off that course that at times I don't know how to find that peace? It's centering us, and it's letting ourselves visualize, again, that crown, a piece of harmony, of beauty, being placed upon our heads. It moves us to our subconscious rooted energy, and it's the Fool. It's the time for those new beginnings to come. It's the time to say, yes, people might think me foolish, but I'm still walking this road. I'm still embracing this adventure. I'm still going after what I need. And that becomes extraordinary. It moves us to our subconscious inner self. And that is the Empress. The Empress with the Emperor. I love that. This is a soulmate connection, a true love connection of the highest order. This is a connection that is just absolutely astounding. What do we want to connect with in our lives? What is it that we deeply desire? If you want to, share it in the description box. Share it with this community. Let our dreams start to take reality. And if that reality is simply words at this moment, let it be. Let it be so. What do we want to connect with? Are we looking for love? Are we looking for a purpose within our careers? Are we looking for a creative outlet? Are we looking to, create and cultivate new life within this world? What do we want? How are we moving forward? What do we desire? There's power here. There's power here in the sacred masculine, sacred feminine aspects of us. Are we embracing both aspects? Or do we think, oh no, I have to be calm and quiet and, more reserved? Or do I just have to be like a bull in the china shop and go after what I want because nobody's going to make it happen but me? We need to have the balancing of this energy because it moves us forward in a way that is extraordinary. It brings us to our subconscious emotional self. And that is Temperance. That's us, Sagittarius. We are represented by Temperance in the major arcana, by the wands in the minor arcana. And here we have ourselves embracing who it is that we truly are, what it is that we truly want at our heart. That's why we're embracing the power of our voice, and we're starting to really let ourselves shine. We're finding balance. We're finding harmony. We're beginning to understand us better than we have in a very long time. It brings us to our subconscious public arena self, and that is the Ace of Wands. Here it says career, beginnings, and travel. The Ace of Wands is God's source spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, handing us a gift just for us, helping us to move forward in our brilliance, in our glory, letting us shine in a way that is absolutely extraordinary. And as we shine, we evolve into the person that we want to be. We take this gift, this passion, this power, and we let ourselves be extraordinary. We let ourselves imagine more and embrace a sense of adventure. All right, Sagittarius. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power and the intensity of this time. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Sagittarius.